There's a moment in every public figure's life when applause becomes noise, when admiration turns into expectation, and when success, strangely, starts to feel lonely. Today, I want to tell you the story of a woman who built her career on confidence, determination, and bold choices, yet behind the polished images and bright lights, she quietly faced challenges most people never see. She's 33 years old now. Born on May 26, 1992, in Los Angeles, California, she grew up between two worlds, culturally, emotionally, and personally. American by nationality, proudly mixed race, and deeply connected to family roots that extend into South America, her upbringing shaped more than just her identity. It shaped her resilience. But her story doesn't begin with fame. It begins with structure. She grew up in a strict but loving household. The kind of environment where discipline wasn't optional, but affection was always present. Expectations were high. Values were clear. And independence? That wasn't given, it was earned. From a young age, she showed character. Not rebellion for the sake of rebellion, but conviction. She didn't want to simply follow a path laid out for her. She wanted to design her own. And that desire would change everything. Around the age of 19, in 2011, she made a decision that would define the next chapter of her life. She stepped into the modeling industry. Not casually. Not accidentally. Deliberately. 15 years later, she is still active, something not everyone achieves in an industry that often moves quickly and forgets even faster. But what makes her journey compelling isn't just longevity. It's evolution. Los Angeles can be an intimidating place to build a career. It's a city full of ambition, competition, and constant comparison. For someone young, navigating that world requires more than beauty, it requires emotional intelligence. And she had it. While others focused only on visibility, she focused on growth. She learned how the industry worked. She observed. She adapted. She stayed professional. She understood early that reputation travels faster than talent. Yet success brought an unexpected cost. In interviews over the years, she spoke openly about social stigmatization. About how people often reduce you to a label. How assumptions replace curiosity. How strangers feel entitled to define who you are. And that can be isolating. Imagine being recognized in public, yet misunderstood in private. Imagine being admired online, yet judged offline. She once acknowledged that fame in her field can isolate you socially, even when you're at the top. Especially when you're at the top. Because success creates distance. And visibility attracts both admiration and criticism. Maintaining personal relationships became complicated. Trust became selective. Conversations required filters. Dating required discretion. Even friendships sometimes felt fragile under the weight of public perception. And yet, she didn't retreat. Instead, she chose balance. Outside of work, she embraced simple pleasures. She loves learning languages, an interest that reflects her curiosity and connection to her South American family ties. Language, after all, is more than communication. It's belonging. She enjoys Italian and Thai food, small reminders that even someone in the spotlight finds comfort in ordinary experiences. Shopping trips with friends. Casual nights out. Laughter that isn't recorded. Moments that aren't monetized. These details matter because they remind us, she is more than a public persona. Over the years, she refined her brand carefully. She avoided unnecessary controversy. She understood longevity comes from strategy. She diversified her presence. She maintained professionalism. She evolved with the digital age rather than resisting it. And that evolution is key. Many enter the modeling world young. Few mature within it gracefully. Fewer still remain relevant for over a decade. But staying relevant isn't about staying the same. It's about knowing when to shift. She demonstrated independence not just at 19, but repeatedly. Reinventing image, redefining boundaries, and navigating an industry that constantly changes its rules. Still, the darker side of fame lingered. There were moments when the noise became overwhelming. When public opinion felt invasive. When assumptions about her personal life overshadowed her actual personality. Social stigma can be subtle. It doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it shows up as silence, invitations not extended, opportunities quietly withdrawn, conversations that suddenly change tone when your profession is mentioned. And yet she stayed composed. Because deep down, she understood something powerful. You cannot control perception, but you can control conduct. That mindset allowed her to endure. She leaned into personal growth, into self-awareness, into protecting her mental space. She kept her circle smaller, but stronger. She valued loyalty over popularity. And perhaps that's the quiet triumph of her story. Not the photos. Not the spotlight. Not the longevity. But the fact that she navigated a highly public career while protecting her sense of self. There's something admirable about someone who grows up in a structured home, chooses a bold path, faces judgment, experiences isolation, and still remains grounded. Today, at 33, she represents experience. Not just youth. Not just ambition. But perspective. She understands the mechanics of fame. She understands the cost of visibility. She understands that attention is temporary, but character is permanent. And maybe that's what makes her journey compelling. Not because it's scandalous. Not because it's dramatic. But because it's human. A young woman with strict roots. A determined teenager stepping into a competitive industry. A public figure navigating stigma. A professional who stayed active for 15 years. A person who still values language, culture, family, food, friendship. Behind every polished image is a series of private decisions. And perhaps the most important one she made was choosing to stay authentic in a world that constantly tries to simplify people into stereotypes. Her story reminds us that fame isn't freedom. It's responsibility. It's exposure. It's pressure. But it can also be growth. So the next time you see someone in the spotlight, remember, there's always more beneath the surface. And sometimes, the most interesting stories aren't about how someone became famous, but about how they handled it once they were.